All right, guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide triple E. Close. Let's go. On one. Ready?
Hey.
What's up, guys? It's Pick'em with HuddleGG, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Huddle. If you guys are new here, this is something that we do every single week, where we answer your guys' questions. So if you guys have a question you'd like answered in a future video, wherever you're watching this one, just make sure you leave that in the comment section below, and we will do our best to get to that question. If you don't see it in a future video, you can always ask us by going to our free Discord, by going to huddle.gg/discord, and we answer all of your questions in there as well. We really appreciate you being here with us today. With that being said, let's dive right into this week's episode. And our first question today comes from Debonator51. And if I mispronounce that name, I do apologize. But they ask, does Deep Threat Elite work or have a better chance than Deep Zone KO? Now, with Deep Threat Elite, I'm going to assume we are referencing Deep Elite, which is a wide receiver ability that you can put on your receiver. So if we go to somebody like Calvin Johnson here and we go to the bottom, you're going to see we have something called Deep Elite. Now, Deep Elite is essentially going to be Deep Out and Deep In Elite in one ability. Okay, so it's just combining Deep Out Elite and Deep In Elite. So pretty much it's going to improve our catching on any route over 20 yards down the field. You're going to see receivers have things like Mid Elite and Short Elite as well, which is similar, but it's just obviously at different areas of the field. Deep Elite is going to be more of our down the field routes. Now, unfortunately, Deep Elite and Mid Elite and Short Elite do not override the Zone KOs. The Zone KOs are going to win the vast majority of the time. So if we throw a streak down the field and our receiver has Deep Elite and the corner has Deep Zone KO, the corner is going to win that time or win that interaction. I would say 95+% of the time. I actually don't recommend putting these abilities on your receivers. For that reason, there are so many zone KOs, especially in Ultimate Team. If you're playing in regs or CFM, it can change a little bit because the zone KOs are not prevalent everywhere on the field. But if you're playing Ultimate Team, I think that these abilities are something that you shouldn't even put on the field. I would recommend going with something like a route tech or something after the catch, like a grab and go or a human joystick, something like that, because those abilities that purely just help you catch the ball, they're not going to really help you that much because of, again, the amount of zone KOs you're going to see on the field. You're just going to get frustrated because you're going to expect your receiver to catch it, but those zone KOs, you're going to get that knockout, again, pretty much every single time. Like I said, when it comes to receiver abilities, I really like the route running ones like route tech, automatic, things like that. I enjoy a lot more, and those after catch abilities like human joystick and grab and go. Our next question today comes from Moss23TDs, and they ask, how would you stop RPO Read Y Flat out of Big Nickel? This is a great question, and again, one of the more frustrating RPOs we're going to face this entire year here in Madden, and this is going to be something that is really easy to defend if we have the appropriate alignment with our defense. And I'm going to show you the most simple way to set this up. And again, we're going to be doing it out of Big Nickel over G, as that's what the question was asking. Now, if we come out in any play at all, the first thing we want to do is we want to change our coverage shell to a cover 2 coverage shell. So if we come out in a cover 2 coverage shell, the easiest play to do this with would be cover 4 quarters or cover 4 palms. But again, you can actually pick really any play here in the formation. Make sure that you have auto flip on when you're running this, and make sure that your alignment is set to default. We're just going to come out in cover 4 quarters, and the reason we come out in cover 2 shell is because it gets this safety wider than this slot corner. And what that does is it changes the block targeting of the middle receiver here to the right side of the field. Again, that middle receiver, we don't want him to block our slot corner. All we need to do is make sure that the safety is further outside than that slot corner, and the middle receiver there, number 11, is going to target the safety, which allows our slot corner to run free after the tight end. So all you need to do from this point is put that guy there on a hard flat. So you could just simply shade down to create the hard flat there with that slot corner, and that's all you need to do. What you're going to see is when they go to run this play, that slot receiver is going to ignore our corner, and he's just going to be right there in the backfield to hit that tight end there on that flat route every single time. So if we look at the replay, you're going to see, again, this guy, because this safety is further outside than the slot corner, that makes the receiver try to target the safety, and he will ignore this slot corner back here. And you're going to see that at hard flat with that slot corner, is just going to be in perfect position here to play this tight end. Again, this is 100% effective So if we come out in this again, just make sure that you shade down to create that hard flat. Again, you can manually put this guy on a hard flat if you want. And this applies to all other formations as well. This isn't just something you can only do in big nickel. Again, the key is making sure that the safety is wider than your slot corner. If he's not there, again, you can always drag him out, but that's the reason why we like the cover 2 shell, because he's going to start outside of that guy, so we don't have to move anybody manually before the snap. But again, when they go to say hike, you're going to see that our slot corner is going to be in perfect position to make a play on that tight end once again. Our next question today comes from Jamesy, and they ask, can you explain what IDing the mic actually does? This is a phenomenal question, and one that a lot of people don't truly understand what this mechanic will do in Madden. And we're actually going to be diving deep into this Thursday in our In the Huddle stream. So if you want to head over to our Twitch channel Thursday evening at 7:30, we'll have drops, we'll have giveaways, but we're going to really dive deep into what these offensive line adjustments do. But we can give an answer here in this video as well. So if you guys did not know or were not aware, when you look at your offensive line adjustments, you're going to have something called ID the mic with the A button, where if we push A, we can move this M around to a different player, and that's going to allow us to ID the mic. Okay, the easiest way to show this is against a 4-down lineman set like nickel, big nickel, something like that. And what our offensive line is going to do is they're going to automatically target the 4-down linemen, because those are the 4 immediate threats to the quarterback. Right, so they're going to automatically target these 4 guys here. We don't have to do anything, tell our offensive line to do anything. We don't have to shift, nothing like that, in order to get them to block these guys. Okay, now what IDing the mic does is it tells our offensive line who the 5th player we want them to block is. Obviously, in this 4-down lineman set, there are 4 down linemen, and we have 5 blockers, so we're going to have that extra blocker. So again, IDing the mic is telling our offensive line who the 5th player we want them to block is. So if we look and we ID the left of screen linebacker there, you're going to see that our offensive line will target the 4-down lineman plus the guy that we've ID'd there with the M above his head. Now, if we move the M over here to the right side guy, this is going to now change our offensive line, where they're still going to get the 4-down lineman, but now they're going to get that right of screen linebacker. You can do this with cornerbacks as well. You can see the slot corner to the left. If we ID him and we look at our blocking assignments, you're going to see that our line is still taking care of those 4-down linemen, plus that 5th guy that we've ID'd. And then we're going to see, you can even do this with an outside corner, as you can see there. Now, this is something that can change depending on the alignment of the defense, right? But what we're doing essentially is telling our offensive line, hey, we know you're picking up these immediate threats on the defensive line. This is the last guy we want you to pick up. And the reason why this is important is if they're blitzing, we need to know which player is going to be coming free after our quarterback, right? So if we look at our blocking assignments here, and you can see that we've ID'd the left of screen linebacker here with the M above his head, it tells us now with those flame icons above the 2 players' heads, those players will be free if they're blitzing, okay? The reason for that is we have told our offensive line to pick up the other players, right? We know they're picking up the 3 or 4-down lineman, and they're also going to pick up the guy with the M above his head. If we would ID this guy out here to the left, you're going to see it now switches who those hot defenders are with those flame icons above their head. Now, this does change a little bit when we're blocking our running back. Sometimes the running back will pick up the guy that we ID, and sometimes our line will pick it up and he will just pick up another player. So for instance, if you see here, we have the left of screen middle linebacker ID'd with the M above his head. Our running back is targeting the right of screen linebacker here in this situation, right? If we ID the slot corner to the left, you're going to see that the running back is now responsible for him. Again, just depends on the alignment of the defense, depends on the formation, depends on which side the running back is on who he's actually going to target. But you can always add that running back in there to help out your blocking scheme. And again, it is really important this year to make sure that you understand who's blocking who. And you can simply do that by pushing the left bumper and holding it in on Xbox, or the L1 button on PlayStation. Our next question today comes from Show and Tell, and they ask, what exactly does Zone Hawk do? This is a great question, and Zone Hawk is going to be typically an X factor, but it is something that can be baked on as we get later on in the year here as an ability. They start to take some of these X factors and turn them into abilities. But again, Zone Hawk is going to say more interceptions in zone coverage. And if you go over to HuddleGG and look at the ability or the X factor as well, it's going to say something similar where when this player's in zone coverage, they're going to have a better chance at interceptions. So essentially what it is it's just going to be pick artists when playing in zone coverage. I do not recommend using this as an X factor or as an ability. Now, if it's baked on and you can't turn it off, again, just understand that if you're a zone player, you don't really need to add pick artist to your player because he's already going to have that. But again, that's really all this is just a pick artist when in zone coverage. I would highly recommend using something like universal coverage, which is going to improve your coverage and catch knockouts in man and zone coverage. This is definitely a better ability or X factor to put on your players. But again, if you can't take it off, or you were just curious about what this ability or X factor is doing, like I said, it's essentially just going to be pick artist, but it only does activate when your defensive back or your player is in zone coverage. It's not going to do anything if you're in man coverage. Our last question for today, and it's kind of an honorable mention, comes from EpicDude28, and they ask, how come there were only 3 questions in last week's video? Now, this is a great question, and honestly, all of our questions come directly from you guys. Okay, so we're going to answer whatever you guys ask. A lot of the questions last week that we got weren't something that really fit into this segment, and it's just something that we could quickly answer online by typing out a response. So again, there are certain questions that we'll respond that way to, or if you would come in our Discord and ask us there, obviously we'll answer it there, but we're not going to make up any of these questions. Okay, so again, I don't just sit here and try to create a question that someone may have asked. These are all questions that come directly from you guys, and we're more than happy to answer any question that you guys have. Again, if you guys have a question, please make sure you leave that in the comment section below, and we will do our best to get it into that episode the following week. If we can't because we have too many suggestions, we'll try to get it into the following week after that as well. But again, no matter what your question is, it's not a bad question. I say that a lot here at Huddle. Again, if you think your question's too high level or too low level, it's not, I promise. Again, if you're thinking that, somebody else is asking that same question to themselves, and it takes one of you to ask it in order to get that answer. And again, our goal is to always help you guys improve. So if you guys are very low level skill when it comes to Madden, or you're one of the better players, it does not matter to us. Our goal is to help you get to that next level. Okay, so again, if you just started out, our goal is to help you understand the game a little bit more. If you're at a very high level, our goal is to help you find that small 0.1% that you could improve in a certain situation to make your game even more impactful when you're out here playing. So again, we really appreciate all of the questions that come in from you guys, and we really wanted to just make sure that you understand that no matter what you ask us, it's a great question here. And our goal is to always help you understand why the things are happening as well. Okay, so we're not gonna just answer something and say, oh, just trust us because we're making this video, you're watching it, you should just believe what we're saying, right? It's never gonna be that way for us. Our goal is to help you understand why something's happening. So now if you run into a situation later where something that we taught you could apply, you're now going to understand why it's happening in the game, and you'll be able to adjust. Because again, we can't give you every situation, every scenario you're ever going to face when you're out there playing, but we can give you the understanding of why things happen in this game and why things work the way that they work. So then the next time that you face something where it kind of stumps you in the middle of the game, you're going to have those answers in the back of your head to react to that and appropriately play that. So again, these questions, they come directly from you guys. Whatever you guys are wondering, just please make sure you leave it in the comment section below. If not, join our free Discord by going to huddle.gg/discord, and we answer your questions in there as well. That being said, we appreciate you guys' time this week, and we are really excited for the next one. Peace. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.